Hello everyone, hello, it's me, Robert, 41835, back for another Transformers review. Yes, I'm back. I haven't done one of these in a long time, which I feel it's sad, because when I come to do a Transformers review, I always seem closer to the fans, the community. We feel closer when we're in front of the camera talking to people, and yeah, these reviews, whatever I do without them, I don't know. But before we begin, a little bit of housekeeping to get through. This weekend, in fact, in a couple of days' time, depending on when I upload this, I will be in London, meeting the one, the only Jim, Monkey's NTV, who is my co-host on Iconic Reviews and a good friend. Mate, can't wait to see you up there, if this is uploaded beforehand. We're going to have a fun time. We're going to go to Forbidden Planet, maybe a couple of other comic book shops. Just have a great time, really. Talk about the podcast, discuss a couple of things which affect you guys, because there's a lot of stuff coming up which will be discussed. And yeah, just have a great time in general. So I'm pretty hyped up for it. I'm excited. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. Next, Iconic Reviews we've just reviewed issue 1 of Autocracy. Yeah, we're back after our long hiatus off. We apologise. It's been since January the 31st, I think, since we last reviewed a comic. I apologise, but as I said, life's got in the way the past month. January was a bit of a down month, to be honest, but February is turning out to be much better. So yeah, we've reviewed Autocracy issue 1. We have a special guest on the show, Stephen Thomas. His YouTube name is Live for Everything, Die for Nothing, which I still love. Go check out his channel. He does videos. He's recently done a video of his collection, actually. It looks really cool. Great collection, mate. So yeah, go check him out. And we had a fun time reviewing the first issue. Next week, or should I say the week coming, or whenever you're viewing this week, we have another guest on the show. Well, hopefully have another guest on the show, reviewing issue 2. So look out for that. And then we've also got somebody coming in for issue 3, and hopefully some other issues to follow. So keep an eye on the reviews. Autocracy will be going on for a long time. There's 12 issues to get through. So yeah, we're going to be at it a long time. Several months. Don't tell anyone. Yeah, several months' time. So if you get bored of it, we're sorry, but we have to get through Autocracy before we can get onto the better stuff. Better stuff? Autocracy is brilliant. No, go and check out the review. Look, if you're just like Autocracy, go check it out. So, after that little bit of housekeeping, oh, and also Bumble Jumper 75, I just saw his response video to Rat Trap 25, Phil's nostalgic video. I'm not going to be making a response. You probably can see why. I mean, I haven't got much nostalgia on me. I mean, I remember watching cartoons as a wee laddie. Well, I don't even know why I did that. A small child, but yeah, I'm not that nostalgic, to be honest. So, but maybe in several years' time I'll do a response video. But yeah, Bumble Jumper 75's one. It was good. It made me laugh. Really. It was really funny. So well done on that. So on to the review. And today I thought I'd take a look at an iconic Generation 1 character. A character who, in my mind, is the best Generation 1 toy made so far, or the ones that I own so far. He's a character who, personally, he's one of the few Autobots I like out of the Generation 1 cast. I mean, people like Optimus Prime, people like Bumblebee, people like Prowl, Ironhide, Hound, all the Series 1, Series 2 cast. And I'm like, yeah, they're okay, but I do prefer Season 3 of Generation 1. I have to say it. I prefer Season 3. I mean, I like Galvatron, the Sweeps, all the new combiners that were introduced in Season 3. The Headmasters. I like Headmasters. I can put my hands up to say that. I like Headmasters. So yeah, this character, you probably already know is Generation 1 Metroplex, which it's a very cool character. First of all, let's a bit about the bio. He was introduced in the Generation 1 episode 5 Faces of Darkness. He was introduced in the last part, where after Blur and Wheelie successfully managed to deliver the transformation cog of Autobot City to Earth after A, being destroyed by Galvatron, B, being marooned on one of the moons of, I think it was Venus, and C, being attacked by missiles that destroyed their ship. They finally get back to Earth. They install the transformation cog just in time for Metroplex, who at this point we didn't really know what would happen, who turns out to be the Autobot City, or New City, since the previous one was destroyed in the movie. Saves the day. He transforms just in time to fight off against Trypticon, who probably most of you will know is his arch nemesis throughout most of the Transformers fiction. I mean, Metroplex, Trypticon, you put the two together, it's a match made in heaven, really. Although it's not really made in heaven, but you get the picture anyway. So yeah, he fought off Trypticon, smashed him into the sea, and that was it. The end of the story on Earth. He did appear in a couple more Season 3 stories. He lost his eye, both of his eyes, in my favourite Generation 1 story ever, which is Ghost in the Machine. Yes, I know people are going to argue about that, but let's save it for AA, people. Let's save it for AA. Oh dear. Yeah, he lost his eyes. He lost the transformation cog once and could only be in base mode when he was under attack by Trypticon. And the last time we saw him, he was being deactivated by Hot Rod. No, by Hot Rod before he was infected with the Hate Plague. Because if Metroplex became infected, then there was no way of stopping him. So he basically put him offline temporarily while they could fix it. If he survived that, we don't know, because he didn't really appear in Rebirth. The city itself appeared in Rebirth at the beginning when it was under attack by the Decepticons, but not himself, which it was a shame. I really wish they could have done something to tie up the end of Metroplex, but hey, if you believe in the Headmasters Japanese series being a continuation of G1, then that weren't his last appearance. He did appear in Headmasters. He was attacked by Galvatron's weapon in, I think, the second or third episode, and immobilised. And then he also helped to fight in one of the final battles against Scorponok and Headmasters, which was pretty cool. But I haven't seen a lot of Headmasters, so I'm just trying to go on what I know. G1 comics, he appeared in that. He did quite a lot. Again, you're asking the wrong guy here. Go and ask Jim, Monkey's End, because he knows about Generation 1 Marvel comics. So, Dreamwave, he didn't really appear in Dreamwave. There was designs made up for him, but he didn't really show. His most appearance in comics has been in IDW, where he started off, basically, first appeared in Autocracy in some of the later issues. I'm not going to say which ones because it will spoil it for anyone who hasn't wrote it or read it. But yeah, he helped out Orion Pax against Megatron's big push on Cybertron, and afterwards he remained at Icon in his base mode until suddenly one day he just disappeared. And several Decepticons were tasked for hunting him, which is where Spotlight Thundercracker, that events take place. But the next time he was seen was in Spotlight Metroplex, which again, I love the Spotlight Metroplex story, it's great. When the Frottobots, who have just been attacked by Six-Shot, crash land on a distant planet, they come across Metroplex by accident, and he's hiding in his city mode, and he's trying to protect a certain cargo which is inside of him, which they don't know, and you don't find out in that Spotlight. But because of this, he's unwilling to help them in the war and help what's going on Earth, because this takes place around the events of devastation and escalation and infiltration on Earth. And the last we see, he basically takes care of Six-Shot by crushing him, and then transforms into his spaceship mode and flies off the planet. And that's the last we see of him until the Ironhide miniseries, where he saves Ironhide from the swarm on Cybertron, and it is revealed that he's actually carrying Alpha Trion. That's his special cargo. After Ironhide has quite an argument with Alpha Trion, Metroplex again is seen leaving the planet, saying he doesn't want to help out, and that's it really. That's all we've got of him. Everyone thought that he would be appearing in the RID annual because his face was on it, but it was actually Metro Titan, which is a completely different character, which I'll get into on a completely different review. But that has been most of his IDW appearances. Again, we're waiting for him to come back and do something, because so far he hasn't done much in the way of IDW. So, that was his bio. I hope you've enjoyed that bit, because it went on for quite too long. Now onto his toy, which I'm going to use the whiteboard behind me to show because it shows him in much more detail. So, onto the toy. So, here is Metroplex and his assorted parts. Now, I've chosen to start off with Metroplex in robot mode because it's easier when it comes for transformation. But before we look at Metroplex himself, this guy, the big giant, as you already know, we'll take a look at his component parts, these bits here which form all sorts of good parts on Metroplex. So, firstly, let's take a look at him. Now this, if you don't already know, is 6 Gun, and the reason behind his name is that he is made up of 6 guns which go on Metroplex. Now, yeah, it's cool. It's nice robot mode. I like it. Again, you will see that I haven't added any stickers to Metroplex or any of his parts. There is a reason behind this, and it's because I'm waiting for the Repro label stickers so that I can afford them one day and hopefully make this look very nice and neat and lovely, because I do have the original stickers here which came with the reissue. Here we are. There's some stickers, because this is the reissue Encore Takara Metroplex, so it's pretty cool. But anyway, 6 Gun. As you can see, he is a nice Autobot. He's got some nice detailing on his chest there. Again, stickers would help a lot in this matter. Again, his legs are, as you can see, the main cannons of what will become Metroplex. Lovely, really nice. However, he's hollow. His back is hollow, and it does mean that it doesn't look very nice. Articulation is minimal. Basically, that's about it. These guns can sort of swivel like so, and that's all the articulation you're going to get on 6 Gun. He does have a gun himself, which can pivot up and down, but that is about it for 6 Gun. So, on to his other parts. And next, we'll take a look at these two here. Now, firstly, this is Slammer. Now, Slammer is a tank, and in G1 he didn't really do much. I mean, in the toy, this forms an antennae, and also part of the city when it's in his city mode. But apart from that, it is just a tank, and as you can see, it is quite plain. Now, with the stickers that I got from this set, it does add treads and add some other markings onto there. But as I said, I will do a video in the future when I'll show it off with all its glorious new Repro label stickers on. But until then, it's just a white tank. Its turret cannot move, unfortunately. It can only go like that, which, it's okay. It's got a port on the back here. But as you can see, yeah, it's just a tank. Now, this here, this is Scamper. Now, Scamper is a car, and it's another, I like to think of him as another personality of Metroplex, in that these separate parts are what form Metroplex, and this makes up some of his personality. Now, I could be making this up. This could be completely and utterly wrong, and he's just a separate entity completely, but it's still a nice way. And as you can see, this is the proper transformer. He does transform. This is him in his robot mode. He comes with a nice gun here, which you can see. Very, very small gun. And it just looks really nice. And for transformation, what we simply do, he's slightly a parts former. By this I mean we have to take off his arms, like so, and we'll basically open his chest out. It's as if you're ripping him apart, basically. Oh, and you should not do that at any form of the imagination. Oh, okay. So, yeah, don't do that, because that's bad. So you simply flip up the hood, and as you're doing this, the rest of the car flips in, like so. And there's the back section, and then it just simply flicks down, and there is his car mode. As you can see, it's a very nice, slick car. These hands here can peg into holes on the roof to form, well, hands on a car, maybe? It's entirely up to you. They could be guns, but I very much doubt it. So, yeah, this is one of his best components that Metroplex comes with. But really, you don't buy this set for these guys, you buy it for him, which we're moving on to now. And onto Metroplex himself. And here he is in his awesome looking robot mode. Now, as you can see, I have tried to pose him in, well, basically the pose that the only real good pose you can get him in, which is this, which is sort of like a slanted leg look, or his most commonly look, which is that, which is his I'm a brick look. So yeah, you can either have him as a brick or looking quite cool. Now, this robot mode is lovely. It is absolutely perfection in a Generation 1 toy. Now, as you can see, he's very plain. Again, I have to apologise because of the lack of stickers. But as I said, when the Repro Label stickers, hopefully, if I ever get them, I will do a video showing how different he is. But look at this. Let's have a look at some of the detail here first. Let's go in. We have all this sort of panel work going on at the front. I don't know if you can be able to see this, but we have panel work in here and also on here. We have it on each of his arms. Lovely. And also around the abdomen area and on the legs, which the legs, as you know, become the main part of the base. And the main thing about this is his head. That is a chromed face. Yeah, it's chrome. I absolutely love it. Now, the camera isn't really picking this up well, but I'll try and get it in focus, but that head is absolutely wonderful. The metallic chrome, it's just shining really nice, and the orange eye goes perfectly with it. Now, articulation for a Generation 1 figure is lacking at best, but with Metroplex, he actually has a decent range of articulation. The first one being that his arms can do 360 degrees all the way around, like so. His head cannot move, but it can go up and down. His waist can swivel most of the degrees around if you move the back section, so like so. His legs can go back like that and forward 90 degrees, like so, and then out about that much, because if you do it slowly and gradually, there we are, he can do a karate kick, basically. It's the same for his other legs, and they can also bend here to get him in some quite cool pose where he's doing a karate chop. Although why Metroplex would do such moves is beyond me and, well, yeah, beyond anyone's understanding, to be honest. Now, features for this mode, because with all Generation 1 figures, you had features. Firstly, this side here, which, if you look from above, just looks like a normal panel, which in fact, if you flip it and flip it around, minding these, it becomes a gun, which the white background isn't really showing properly, which is annoying, but there, he has a gun, like so, which looks wonderful. It really does. It looks really, really nice. Absolutely love it. It's another accessory and another weapon that he can hold, because this guy is loaded with weapons, especially when you put 6-gun component parts into him, and it's just fantastic. Again, his chest can open up to reveal the inside, which will become the base mode, and it can flip out, or maybe not, or it can, and you can store him, Scamper, inside, like so. So now he's holding an Autobot inside an Autobot, which is Autobot interception. I'm sorry, I had to make that joke. It's probably been done 1,000,001 times before me anyway. His hands are twists, and they are also removable. So, yeah, you can have Metroplex without hands, which is... it's good, I suppose. Although, why you'd want that, I really do not know. There is one major gripe I have with the figure, and it's not with the mould. It's with the production quality of this certain reissue. Now, I don't know if this is going to be able to show, but here you can see this is what would form his gun in vehicle mode. Now watch this crack here. As I push it in, the crack opens. So let me show you. You can see it well there. The crack, it is opening this plastic. Now, this may be due to the fact that this hasn't been cut right, but still, it's not good. When you're paying nearly £100 for an Encore figure such as this, you do not expect plastic quality to be like that, so that it actually rips apart the plastic. Now, this means that I do have to have this slightly out, like so, because otherwise it will just crack even further. And it's disappointing, but I can't do anything about it because it's not a problem with the mould, as I said. It's just the production quality on this particular version of the figure, which is annoying. However, where I overlook that because of the way that Metroplex uses all of those bits. Now, here are all those bits in my hand. Look at all those guns. Yeah, you're thinking, where the hell can they go on this guy? Well, firstly, gun number 1. We can put it in his hand, like so. So Metroplex can have a gun in one hand. You can take the other one, put it in the other hand, and this time I think we can put the gun up like so. So he's holding his guns. As you can see, it looks awesome like that. It just looks so amazing. I really do like the guns and how they fit onto Metroplex. You can then put these guns onto these pegs at the side to make him even more armed, like so. You can do the same on the other side. Simply flop it in. And now Metroplex is one of the most armed Transformers I have ever seen. It's just ridiculous. There are so many guns on this guy, it's unbelievable. If he wanted to, he could probably take out a small city. I don't know. It's just amazing. The amount of playability, the amount of switching the guns between different modes is amazing. I absolutely love it. I really do. And I can't floor any of the original design on the G1 toy. This is why I love the toy so much, because it has so much, so many possible variations on one figure which you can make up by adding guns or taking guns away or making new characters such as this. There is one problem, however. If you do use all the guns, you have these two bits remaining, which, as you can see, is the body and sort of chest plate of 6 gun. However, I've come up with a solution for that, which involves basically this, which is, if you look at it, it just looks ridiculous, but use your imagination, and I suppose it could be a sort of transport ship or station or whatever. Use your imagination, because you get a lot of spare bits on this figure. So, that is his robot mode. Really nice. I hope I haven't taken too long to discuss it, but it's just so nice. And we have 2 more modes to go. So, using the power of video editing, I will miraculously change him into his city mode. I am going to use a montage effects, a bit like Andy Cobra Commander, Evangelus, and anyone else who wants to do a quick transformation does. So I apologise now. So join me in a minute when I'll take a look at his base mode. And here is Metroplex in his base mode. Now, this base mode is amazing. Again, this is a great mode. However, this is probably the weakest mode in my opinion, because his robot mode is great, and so his is tank / battle carrying death mode, which, yeah, it doesn't really have a proper name. But his city mode is still very good. Now, it has several features. Firstly, the guns, which you saw used for 6 gun and also on Metroplex, can be used as sort of base guns, which can be fitted either side here. These arms, these legs, can be moved so they can go forward slightly. However, due to filming reasons, I have had to put them far out. Also, this ramp can be used. Now, you can take Scamper here, place him there, and with a bit of luck, by pressing this button, you can do this. And he goes flying out, or at least he should do, in theory. So that's always a nice feature to incorporate the component parts into the city mode, which I really love. Now, yeah, it looks very bare. Here would normally be city detailing of buildings and skyscrapers, and this here would be a helipad normally. However, the stickers aren't applied, but I can show you what the stickers would look like. There is the helipad, and the buildings are there. That's what they would look like if they were on, but as I said, repro labels. Now, another feature in this mode is that due to this being the Encore release, the tank gun for Slammer can be used as an antennae on this part of the city. Now, in the original, it couldn't be used, which didn't really hamper it in a way, but this sort of gives it extra play feature if you like that sort of thing. Now, mini bots can be placed along here and also in there, not just Scamper here. I'll quickly transform Scamper and show you that actually he can fit on the guns which you see at the side. Now, also, all of this can be retracted. So if you wanted to, say, play as if Metroplex was being attacked, then all of this can be folded up neatly and it still looks amazing, which I really love. I really do. another play feature. Now, here's Scamper. As you can see, he can be placed in front of the guns. He can be placed here if necessary. Do some maintenance work. He can be placed on a helipad, although it looks completely out of scale. He can be placed near enough anywhere. Scale-wise, that's how big he is compared to the rest of the city. As you can see, Metroplex is very big. So, we've seen this mode. Now it's on to his vehicle mode. And here is Metroplex in his vehicle mode, and as you can see, it is some sort of armoured transport or armoured carrier, and as you can see, it's massive. It is really big. Here is Scamper and Slammer compared to the vehicle mode. It's amazing, and it's heavily armed as well. It can roll very nicely. As you can see, it has rubber wheels, which are a new addition to this reissue version, because previous reissue versions didn't come with rubber wheels. They only came with plastic wheels. So it's a really nice effect, and they are really, really good. It shows good quality work within a toy. This is probably one of my favourite modes, and I keep it in this mode a lot. This is how I display it normally. In terms of features, it hasn't really got many. You can angle these up slightly if you wanted to, however you've got no way of keeping them. But you could if you're playing. Now, the only problem is that when you pick it up, these tend to droop down, as you can see. They're not that stable, which is a problem, but it's not that big a problem. It could be worse. So overall, yeah, it's quite good in this mode. And for the figure, overall, it's amazing. Generation 1 Metroplex is brilliant. Now, the reason I did this review is because recently we have been given images of the new Fall of Cybertron Metroplex from the Toy Fair, which look amazing. They really do. And I can't wait to get it, hopefully, depending on how much it is. But I will always like this version better because it's Generation 1, and because without this, you wouldn't have got that. This is where everything is happening. This is the toy you need to get before you get Fall of Cybertron version. It's lovely, it's amazing, you should buy it. Just one more thing, it did come with this collector's card, which most of the Encore figures come with nowadays. It's nice, it's got Generation 1 artwork on, and on the back it's got some Japanese writing I can't make out. But yeah, really nice. And the only other spare bit we've got is this. So, I hope you've enjoyed watching this review. Hope it hasn't been too long. And I will see you next time for another devastating G1 review.